right, boys. I have insane beef with the postal system of Australia. All right, and I need to get this off my fucking chest.
Why are you angry at Postman Pat?
No, look, I am really angry. I am really angry with the postal system, and it's not just one instance, it's a multiple amounts of instances. Now, before I get into my rant, I just want to preface this by saying I understand. I get it. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Things are gonna a lot more people are ordering stuff online and there's gonna be delays. There's gonna be all of that kind of stuff. Okay, I get it. I'm not really angry, but I am angry, if you know what I mean. All right. Yeah. So, at the start of the pandemic, obviously we all had to start working from home. And I was like, all right, great opportunity to, improve my office space and, just kit out a couple of things around the home. So I too was one of those people that started buying stuff online. I went to PCKSK, I did all that kind of stuff. I equipped, right? One of the things that I bought was I bought a new TV. I was like, I need a new TV and I'm going to use this TV for multiple things. But I was like, all right, I'm going to use this opportunity to get a TV while it's on sale. So I bought a TV.
Nice.
Now, this is part one, John. This is part one of my fucking beef with the postal system of Australia. I reckon I can do courier ship better than anyone else in Australia can. I just think they are completely inefficient. Now, I ordered this TV. It's a 50-inch TV. It's a big fucking parcel.
Ooh,
right?
That's a big boy.
I would be able to look out a few kilometers down the road and go, oh yeah, that's a parcel over there. I'd be able to see it at the horizon. That's how big that fucking parcel is, okay? It's 50 inches plus a little bit of change because you have to package and put boxing and all that kind of shit, all right? So it's a big fucking parcel. So I ordered that and it says to me, oh yeah, it's gonna be there in about a week. I'm like, great, whatever. 2 weeks go by, they give me an update. Oh, sorry, it's still in processing. It might be another week. I'm like, great, I get it. Everyone else is ordering shit. TV probably isn't the most important thing right now. I get it. I'll wait. Another 2 weeks goes by. About a month has gone by at this point. I've gone, okay. And then this is like bang on March, all right, at this point. So a month has gone by. I've sent them a nice email. I've gone, what's going on here? Like, I've missed my 50-inch parcel. The next day, my TV wall mount arrives. Same vendor, but no TV. No TV arrives. I get all my monitors. I get all this kind of stuff has come to me.
Just tickling your consumeristic balls there, Dave.
Yeah, like all of my other parcels have come except the TV. I'm like, okay, well maybe they've just said, all right, it's not that important. I'll wait another week. Another week goes by. Month and a half at this point on a delivery that was meant to take 1 week. Sent them an email. I'm like, what's going on here? I received the TV wall mount from the same vendor, both processed at the exact same time, but I didn't receive the TV, so what's going on? And they've said to me, I'm sorry, we can't find your parcel. We seem to have lost it.
Oh, I've been there.
And I've sent back, how the fuck do you lose a 50-inch plus parcel? Like it's just fallen out of a truck or lost or just dusted off into oblivion. How can you lose this? I can understand if I had bought a pair of earrings and maybe you have lost those, right? Or I bought a phone and maybe you have lost that small parcel. But how have you lost this parcel despite the fact that it got processed at the exact same time as a TV wall mount, which is 1/4 the size? And I got everything else. So I got a full refund for that. That's the start of the beef. Now get this. This happened to me literally a week ago. Now this is the icing on the fucking cake of my beef with the postal system of Australia. At the start of the pandemic, gyms closed. I was like, how the fuck am I going to survive X amount of months until gyms reopen? Talking to a mate of mine, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to invest in some resistance bands, which I did. The day after they locked everything down, I ordered a nice set of resistance bands. Cost me about $80. They were like completely kitted out. They would have lasted me the entire quarantine.
They probably last your past quarantine, I'd say, Dave.
Oh, they would last me a long time, Lachlan, if I had gotten them when I was expected to get them. Well,
you know he's serious because he called me Lachlan.
Hear me out. I ordered them the day after, actually, the quarantine had begun, on a shipping that, once again, was meant to be about a week to 2 weeks, right? It was internal in Australia. Gyms reopened officially last Monday. Or for people listening on this, last Monday. I got my resistance bands the day of the gym reopening. What fucking use are they to me now?
You know what happened, Dave?
What fucking use are they to me now?
The plant manager, like, definitely the distribution manager of, like, the northern suburbs definitely got that about 3.5 weeks ago, and he's just been using them in his office.
100%. 100%. I am with you.
Lunch workout. And then he's realized, oh shit, Dave Yang, completely forgot. Let's just give these a quick wash, put it in, wrap it up with some duct tape, and put it in the postal service for you.
Yeah, because he's the exact same thing. He was like, wait a second, here's a nice set of resistance bands. I have to wait too until the gyms reopen, so I'll use them.
He dropped them on the floor and he got kicked under his desk, you know, it all went wrong.
The day of. I don't care when. I could have got them 2 weeks ago and I would have been okay. I would have been like, great, I still have 1 week until the gyms reopen. I'll get 1 week usage. The day of the gyms reopening, I got this parcel that was 3 months late.
Yeah.
For the purpose, the sole purpose of keeping me sustained in quarantine. Now I don't necessarily need it because the gyms are back. What fucking sick joke is the parcel courier system of Australia playing on me?
So what you're saying is, Dave, is that the postal service was holding on to your big package and wasn't letting you get any stress relief.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And with that,
exactly what I'm saying.
And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish. And joining me this week are we had a group name for this. Dave came up with
the Bant Boys.
The Bant Boys, there it is. Thank you so much. That saves me from opening Slack for the 15th time today. The Bant Boys themselves are Lachlan Beazleigh and David Young. Boys, welcome.
I didn't realize
that's how he's calling me David Young now.
We sound like a late noughties boy band that just didn't get there.
Bant Boys.
Well, Dave certainly didn't get there because the postal service was holding him up. That's for sure.
I am not hearing jokes about this because this is not a laughing matter, John. Okay.
all right, fair enough.
Single waving in starlights tonight.
No, but I understand what you mean though, Dave. I had a package like that get lost. I was getting a laptop. This was years and years and years ago. My first laptop.
John, laptop is no bigger than like 20 inches, if that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't purchased by me. It was purchased by the government. It was like a government. No, it was purchased by the university I was at. Anyway, so I get a Star Trek thing saying, oh yeah, well it's on its way, blah blah blah. It literally, and it wasn't just me. Like a bunch of other people were getting laptops in my class through the same thing, and they all turned up and mine didn't. And I'm like, well, this is kind of a problem because I need this laptop to do university work. Like, basically, the way the university was working was because I was doing an IT degree, they weren't going to have computers in the room anymore. They were just going to have everybody use their own laptops. So, like, it was getting to the point where I literally couldn't do any work in class because I didn't have my laptop. And so I ring up the postal service and stuff, and I'm like, yo, my dudes, what's going on? And I get, the same thing you did, Dave, the back and forth of we're looking into it, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually they go, okay, so I think the package has been lost. We're going to forward this on to our team. We got a guy for this. And I'm like, yeah, cool, okay. And then literally 2.5 minutes later, I get a phone call from a guy who sounds like a gumshoe detective in a 1920s Pulp Fiction novel. And he's like, is your name John? I'm like, yeah, yes. I heard you're missing a package. Yeah, I am. Yeah, laptop, mate. Yeah, looks like it was stolen. We're going to investigate it now. I'm like, okay, cool, sweet. And then he hangs up the phone. 60 seconds later, I get another phone call. We cracked the case. We're going to send you another laptop. I'm like, okay, yeah, great. That's some good efficient work. This isn't the time for jokes, John. I don't joke about stolen packages. Okay, yeah, cool. And then he hangs up the phone. So, all I'm saying is they got a guy, and that guy is scary as fuck. So, if your TV is gone, I guarantee you, someone's getting vengeance. Batman works for the postal service.
When people take their job really, really seriously like that.
The guy just did not. He didn't have the grovelly voice. I put that on for comedic effect, but he had that kind of a voice. It was he sounded like a Batman type character. He just didn't fuck around. He
reminds me of the librarian guy from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking? He's just you got an overdue book.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just this guy who takes his and I don't want to stiff the industry, but I'm gonna say it anyway, mundane job, right? And then ups it by 10 and goes, I'm gonna fucking bullshit.
You don't reckon librarians have an absolute jolly of a day when they get the new additions in?
No, but
There's a difference
Like,
between
I'm
liking your job and
stiff.
taking your job seriously.
And I'm not
Oh,
stiffing it when I
God.
say mundane.
Relish
But
is
like it
strong,
is.
David.
Look, obviously I haven't dipped my toes in the librarian industry before. Maybe there are some quirks to the job that I just don't know about, right? But all I'm saying is, if you just had to look at the broad spectrum of jobs out there, I'm looking at that and I'm just going, okay. And all I say is just, okay. That's it. I'm not getting up and about over it.
Right.
And that's how I classify Monday. All I'm saying, but like the point of this being,
Where is
this
the
guy
point?
sounds like he's taking his job and then times it by 10. And I love that. I love that. Steer into the skid of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he was not fucking around. And like I said, it was like super quick. Like honestly, it was like a minute after saying we got our guy onto it, he calls me, and then a minute after he hangs up the phone, he calls me back and is like, yeah, we sorted it. So like, yeah, this guy not only took his job seriously, but fucking did it fast. Like, holy shit. So you're probably gonna get a call from that guy at some point, Dave, is all I got to say about that.
No, I've lawyered the shit out of the courier industry. I've just been like, look, I'm not having this. I demand the refund. You owe it to me. Obvious. I know, like, I quoted insurance on them. I was just like, I am aware of the fact that your vendor has business insurance, so it should not cost you anything. So I am demanding my refund, all right, based on the fact that I have ordered this and it has elapsed the time expected for me to get delivered. And then I got it all. Anyway, that's the end of that story. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm pissed off.
All right, let's talk about this Italian sport that Lochie was like, John, I want to talk about this Italian sport. Now, I don't know what it's called. All you said, you didn't even tell me the name of the sport. All you said it was rugby combined with bare-knuckle boxing. Now, the closest
you need to watch this. You need to watch it.
The closest comparison I have to this, just as your, like, you know, as Pint Party's resident nerd, is you've basically described Blood Bowl. Now, if you don't know what Blood Bowl is, it's American football combined with bare-knuckle boxing and knife fighting, basically. So what is this sport, Lochie?
So essentially, I'd say it's 2 out of the 3, John. Unfortunately, like out of the footage I saw, I didn't see any of the guys smuggling knives and socks. This isn't Footscray. But generally, it seems it's like I've seen some pretty bizarre sports in my life. I do watch a lot of sport. Well, not a lot of sport, a lot of niche sport. And this one in particular, it baffled me because, like, rugby is, like, everyone looks at rugby and goes, oh, that's a pretty tough sport. Like, you have to be pretty crazy to play rugby. You have to be either a big burly man or bloody fast.
Oh, dude.
And unfortunately,
yeah.
I do not have any of those characteristics. But nevertheless,
I do have some of those characteristics, and even I don't want to play rugby.
Exactly. And then someone in Italy decided to turn this sport to 11, even though this was obviously, this is a very ancient sport. It only happens in Florence, apparently. And essentially it's called Calcio Storico, if I'm pronouncing it right. My Australianisms might be butchering that, but anyway. And essentially it is a rugby, but it's played on a soccer pitch, so it's like 80 meters by 40 meters.
Right.
And there's 27 people on each side. And that's split up between goalkeepers, defenders, and strikers.
Right.
And essentially, there is one ball, and there's 2 goals. And essentially, the goal runs from end to end of the soccer pitch, so it's like a big hollow cylinder. And if they throw it in there, it's 1 point. And if they shoot and they miss, the other team gets half a point. But the main thing that separates it is, like, obviously in like NFL and stuff, they would obviously, like, or in basketball, you would screen or you would, like, shove to kind of, like, block for your teammate in order them for scoring. In Calcio Storico, they just punch you in the face.
John, you need to watch footage of this. I'll link you. All right, I'll link you. But just like to add on to what Lachlan has said, you have to, like, this is one of those things where you can explain it as much as you want to explain it, and you still won't do it justice.
No.
Like neither you, Lachie, nor I could explain this and capture what it is, because I'm telling you now, I got some footage here, and games generally last like 40 minutes to an hour. It is about 70% of just dudes wailing on each other. Wailing on each other.
They drop the ball in the middle, and it's like they start up with 15 guys in the middle. They just line up. And like essentially, like the 2 big dogs, depending on whatever tactics they'll play, like they'll line up facing each other at the start of the game. The ball will get thrown in, and then dukes will both be raised, and then they'll just start swinging or throw to the ground or kick or whatever. And
So the one I linked, yeah, go on, sorry.
And the one thing that, and there's not, obviously because this is a very high intensity sport, if you want to call it a sport, is that there's only 2 games a year. Or each team only plays 2 games a year. So, like, it's like if you win the first game, you then go into the final, and then you play for a championship.
Mate,
I'm
I'm watching it right now.
only-
We're
and
26.
there's
I'm 26 seconds into the video that Dave sent me, and there's already people beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, dude.
They don't even drop the fucking ball. Oh, no,
goes
they
on.
have. They are. Actually, no, the ball is there. Okay, no.
No,
I
but
wasn't
John,
even sure if
the
the
ball
play had
doesn't
started.
leave the back line. It
Yeah,
doesn't
they
leave the
just beat-
back line. Because the strategy is just these guys to wail
gotta
on
wait.
each other and wait until they've knocked each other out to get the ball to the
Okay,
other end.
so I wouldn't call this a rugby combined with bare-knuckle boxing. I would call this street fighting, and there's a ball involved sometimes.
Yeah, it's MMA with an extra step.
Yeah. Oh my god! And they're going full on. Like, one of the guys was literally like baiting the other guy out. He was like, come on, bro, come at me, bro.
But like,
Yeah.
what makes this sport like kind of like brilliant and interesting is like there's only 4 teams involved, and it's like split up into the regions of Florence.
Oh, yeah, okay. So it's like, yeah,
And these
proper
like,
ancient.
and these guys don't play for money. It's all volunteer,
Why would you volunteer for this?
which makes it even more bizarre that guys are willing to get their head crunched in for no reason.
I didn't
Or
know
for
it was
glory.
just volunteer.
I mean, you know, when you think about it though, there's that game in Britain where people run down a hill after a giant wheel of cheese and basically beat the shit out of each other on the way down. I don't get paid for that. I don't even think they get the big wheel of cheese at the end of that one. I think they just chase after it. Really, it's just an excuse to beat the shit out of each other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just a weird, unusual sport of like a region, right?
They've just all lined up and they've just beaten. For some reason, I don't know who the fuck is handling like the live switching on this, but like for some strange reason they keep switching back to like the guy spending more time on the guys on the back line with the ball. It's like, guys, this isn't soccer.
game, John.
This isn't soccer. That's not the game. That is not the game. The game that is going on is right in the middle of the fucking pitch where people are beating the shit out of each other. Like, treat it like a boxing match. Don't treat it like a soccer. Like whoever's handling like the production team is like not understanding this game at all. I'll bet you it's someone who isn't a Florentine. They probably brought somebody in from Rome and they're like, oh, it's soccer, but like more violent. And so they're trying to focus on the ball when they really shouldn't be. Oh, and there's a knockout. Oh, damn. Holy fuck.
That's what I'm telling you, John. It's one of those, you have to watch it because we can explain it and you won't believe it. It's just boys knocking the fuck out of
So
each other.
literally, for people at home, if you want to like look it up where it is, you can easily Google it. Or there's also a first episode on Netflix of the new series Home Game. That's pretty much what it is. Calcio Storico. It is one of the most maddest things I've ever seen. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you could watch a full match of that because it seems like after the first, like, I don't know what you even call it, first down. I don't know. Like, I can imagine the intensity and energy in the arena would go down quite significantly.
Well, okay. So sorry, Lochie. Just the article that I got linked to, it calls it Calcio Fiorentino.
Well, Netflix is calling it Calcio Storico. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like either or, like just in terms of people who want to Google this, that's like, yeah, Google one or the other and you'll find some footage.
Bro, I
Sure.
just googled rugby and bare knuckle boxing together and I got this. Like, you don't need to really stretch your brain on getting the name right. All
that is
right.
true.
Okay, so the question is then, like, how does the game advance though? Because okay, so far, like I said, it's been great fun to watch people beat the shit out of each other, but it really seems like these guys up the back are just standing around, just not doing much. And
Well,
I'm
this
like,
is the-
okay,
like,
but
if-
at some point you've got to like score a point.
Well, this thing, apparently this comes into the old age of the strategy, is
Right.
that they have these certain plays. So they might have, like, they might only ask for, like, 2 guys to get knocked out or try and get knocked down in, like, the first early of the game. And that might open up, I don't know, a situation to like, advance further later in the game. So, like, the bigger guys aren't as tired. I don't know. Like...
Oh shit,
There's-
they're kicking as well.
Well, yeah, it's full brawling. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like, this is what I thought. So they got to stay on their feet and they're just
Yeah.
like throwing dukes. But no, But people are doing like roundhouse kicks and spin kicks. Like
There's a
side
still
kicks.
image on the website I just linked, and it's just the most Homer Simpson image of all time. It's just the fat dude who got his dukes up. Like, this is what the peak athleticism of this sport is. And I love it. I'm all about it.
Holy
It's
fuck.
just crazy.
They're in the middle of a match. They're in the middle of a match. They didn't pause the match, and like Ambos came in and just carried a guy off the field. They didn't even stop the match.
Like I've seen some crazy like.
They're not. Yeah, they're not. I'm just watching. They're doing it again. They're pulling another guy off.
There's, I've seen brawls, and everyone's seen some pretty crazy brawls.
Yeah.
In, like school sport in sport, like in footy. Like when I played school footy, I've seen some pretty outrageous things. But there's nothing more outrageous than seeing a guy eye at a guy 80 meters down the pitch and be like, "I'm gonna knock that fucker out."
This is not. There's guys with feathers. What the fuck are the feathery guys? Who are they look like genuine, like ancient Florentines. Like that tells you how old this thing is. Like that, some dude there looks like he just walked right out of the Renaissance. And
Well,
like
that's the
he's got
thing. They
feathers and
cut to
shit.
it. They cut to practice, and there's all the guys just smashing wine and cigarettes before they go in.
This is a traditional sport I can get behind, to be honest.
That is a well Sunday spent. Like imagine just hanging out with the crowd, and just watching people just.
Mate, I could
Get-
sit in an
get
arena and watch
hemorrhages
this.
Get-
That's what I'm saying. I reckon this is up there as one of the best spectator sports. I
Yeah.
hate to play it, all right? I hate to play it, but to watch it, fuck, I'd be getting amongst it in the crowd.
I reckon like Mexican wrestling would be like one of the top 3.
Spectator sports?
Yeah.
Ooh, as in like what, traditional like luchador kind of like wrestling?
Yeah, I reckon just the atmosphere would be super intense.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that.
Oh, they've even got action replays. Okay, cool. That's some good
Yeah,
production
that's
value.
some production value to this sport, John. It's not
And
like
if
he's
you-
running with the
and, like-
bulls, all right?
Like that's just us describing it. Imagine listening to the commentator in Italian just go off his nut as
Yeah,
like,
in that way, it's only Italian commentators can.
biggest defender.
As if they need commentators. They
would have commentators,
just be
bro,
calling out the
surely.
spots.
But it's because like their uniforms, like you expect guys to be wearing just like shorts and a t-shirt or something. They're wearing like medieval like jester pants. It's great.
Yeah, and most of them are shirtless. But like the people that are wearing shirts are like some of them are wearing like medieval kind of looking shirts. I'm just like scrolling ahead to see when actually anybody actually scores a point. So far, I'm 16 minutes in, and the same guy with the ball is still holding the ball.
You got to go 40 minutes in until you see a point scored.
Oh, really? Okay, here we go. All right,
Or
all right.
roughly 40 minutes in until a point is scored. That is...
Oh, there we go.
I love
Yeah,
this
yeah.
sport.
39 minutes, and he makes a run, and he's immediately down. Okay, so that would be where in the NFL that'd be first down.
That's first down.
Are they calling it first down? Oh, they are too. Okay, no, he went down and they've all stopped and they're going to reset the play. Okay, so it kind of works this in a similar way to the NFL. Like, yeah, once the ball carrier goes down, that's first. Although, there's still people beating the shit out of each other. There's just some people who are like, I don't give a fuck what the ref's doing. I want to fight.
In the NFL
There'd be
could
guys-
use...
There'd be maybe like 1 out of 5 guys who actually like love the sport for the game it is, and then the other 4 guys just like, yeah, hit me.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like there's like the guys who are serious about it are the guys wearing the medieval outfits. And they seem to be like keeping all the other guys in check. So they must be like, the quarterback, so to speak.
Yeah,
And then
the smaller boys are the ones that are really into the sport of it. Then you got the big bloke down in the still image on the fucking thing, and he's just fucking hit me, bro.
And then you've got the 15 guys just standing in the middle, ready to shot.
yeah, and they're just like, I want a legal excuse to beat the shit out of people. Like that's who they are.
And I want to get cheered for it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. He's making it go for the play. Oh, he's running in. He's coming around. He's got a long way
I love
around.
this interactive play on our podcast of John watching something that no one else can see.
He's standing around. He's having a look around. Okay, 2 more people are beating the shit out of each other. 2 big ball buggers. They're having a go. They've squared off. They're looking at each other. One of them's got his arm down in a
This is
bad
not
position.
interesting.
He's trying to bait a guy out. That's really, really bad arm work. I've seen enough boxing to know he's going to get he's got a glass chin. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, but the other guy's got his fists up. He knows what he's doing. But the guy with the ball is just going to stand there and have a gimmick. He's just going to stand there and go, you know what? I'm going to walk back and forth. I'm going to pace a little bit. I'm going to contemplate
And
my life.
that's the commentary for an hour. For an
Yeah.
hour of this sport.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give everybody an example of
if
like
you guys think that's interesting, go ahead and watch it.
I'm like that's like I wish
Do
there
you
was.
think? But this is like an old ancient sport of like Florence.
I'd bring back jousting. You know what? While we're talking about ancient sports, I'd bring back jousting.
If there's an Australian version, honestly, I think it would be Wheel of Goon Tune.
Oh my god. Yes. Is that just Goon of Fortune under a different name, or is that actually a different game than Goon of Fortune?
Goon of Fortune works, yeah. Well, Wheel of Goon Tune is my version of it, but I don't know if Goon of Fortune works as well. I don't know.
Well, just describe it. Describe your game then. Describe it. Go on.
It's the exact same game. It's just different titles.
Oh, okay. So it is just Goon of Fortune. Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, no, I respect
You know what? All right. Top 3 house party games in no particular order. Obviously, beer pong. And I'm going to go Edward 40 Hands as a low-key underrated contender.
Dude, that's hard to play with a large crowd.
Oh, okay, no, but like, okay, that's not a crowd game, but that's a mano game, right? I've got beef or like a rivalry with some bloke, and it's like you and me, Edward 40 Hands, let's go, and then you've just squared out an hour of your night just playing like that. Now that's up there. Also, have you boys played Rage Cage? Have you heard of Rage Cage?
No. I've played the video game Rage, but not Rage Cage.
Okay, so Rage Cage is quickly making its way up into my like top games at a party list. All right, and it's simple. It's so fucking simple. And you can actually play with like it's better played with a lot of people. So it's the perfect house party game. All right, anyone listening at home, I'm giving you an insight into the perfect house party game. You get a table and you get just red cups, right? And the gimmick is you're meant to bounce the ball in. So you have like a bunch of cups in the middle all filled with beer, right? And then you start with like 2 cups or something, and you're meant to bounce the ball into the cup in front of you. And then once you've done that, you move the cup move it clockwise, right? And you do that to go around the table. And if you catch the other cup on the other end and get it on top of that, they have to grab a cup from the middle and scull it, and then do it again, right? Move the cup to the left and then do it again. Right, so the idea is,
I've played this.
Yeah. So the idea is obviously to get the ball in to sit like quickly enough so that you can catch the other cup at the other end, put the ball, and while they're also doing the exact same thing, get that cup in there, make them scull it, and then they have to move it to the left. But then you also get that cup, and then you can just quickly stack them up in quick succession after you've caught them. Right?
I've played this under a different name for sure.
Oh, so not? I only know it colloquially as Rage Cage, but this it can be played pretty quickly, and it gets you drunk pretty quickly as well. I do condone safe drinking though. Just FYI to anyone listening at home.
Well, exactly.
Safe drinking.
Right now, everyone's at home, nothing else to do. Don't get too silly with the silly water, okay?
Well, also, you don't have to play Rage Cage with booze, do you? Like, you could play Rage Cage with water.
Oh, yeah, you can play any drinking game with water, right? Yeah. Obviously.
but to what end, John? Is just the sensation of needing to pee? I don't really think that's worth it.
I mean, that's going to happen no matter what liquid you put into it. Like
that is true.
That's just cause and effect, Lochie.
No, it's true. I think Flip Cup is also a good inclusive game.
Flip Cup. I rate Flip Cup actually. Yeah.
What's the one where you gotta get the coin into the glass? Where you bounce it off the ground. You know what I mean? Because that one's not bad. I like that one because again, it's a skill based game, and I think that's a pretty good one. I don't know if there's a drinking component to it. I've only ever just played it with I only ever played it as a kid, and it was just sort of like try and get the coin in the glass by bouncing it off the table. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know
what's an overrated game? And I don't think enough people fucking talk about this. I'm sick of King's Cup.
Have you played Fuck the Bus?
No. What the fuck is Fuck the Bus?
God.
Run us through Fuck the Bus.
It's pretty much like if you get caught. So it's split into 2 stages. So first stage, everyone plays, and essentially it's to do with a deck. It's to do with a deck of cards.
Any drinking game with a deck of cards annoys me.
And from memory, it's like everyone gets handed out. I think it's like until the deck runs out, and then essentially. There's a triangle of cards of face down of playing cards face down. So there'll be like 7 on the ground in a pyramid shape, and then you'll start from bottom to work to the top. So it's like first row, you'll flip the top, and it's like a 5. It's a 5. Anyone with a 5 can put it down, and then essentially you keep going until all your cards are gone, and then whoever has like the most amount of cards at the end of the first round has to go to the second round, and that's when they get fucked by the bus. And the way I've played it, and this is the hard way, or it is one of the hard ways, is you got to guess So there'll be one guy with the deck, and it's your job to guess first what if you think the number's gonna. So he'll like put a number down, and it's like a 5, and it's your job to be like he'll ask you higher or lower, and you have to be like lower, and then if it's like a 4, then it's fine, and then you're good, and then he'll ask you, okay, well, is it gonna be red or black? And then you're like, red.
Okay. All right, yeah.
And then essentially, if you keep getting these wrong, you have to start at the start of the game, and you're taking shots throughout.
Yeah, I've played this. I don't think I played it as fuck the bus, but all right. I've played. That is one of the most efficient games to get drunk at. But it's just
my mate
just
John
a game
got
of
stuck
chance.
on the bus for like 25 minutes.
Oi.
Like when you get the whole deck, that's when it's struggle street.
Oh my god. By the way, I just want to say 26 minutes and 3 seconds someone scores.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. Are you still watching it?
I've got it on in the background, mate. I've just got it on in the background. And I tell you what, when they score, the crowd goes fucking ballistic. Like it's just like any kind of soccer match. Yeah. Yeah, and they're all happy. Wow. And they're treating it just like a goal in soccer. Like it's like, they're all dancing around and stuff.
I guess that's why it's a little better than soccer, because at least like in soccer, no one might not score at all. Like then you might go to a game and then no one has scored. At least in this, no one might score, but at least you'll see some punch-ons.
That's what I mean. Like it doesn't matter if people
you
score.
get something for everyone with this sport, really.
Yeah.
A little bit for everybody.
You reckon something like the NFL could do with having something similar to what hockey has, where it's like play the game, and then if just 2 blokes are going to square off, let them square off.
I feel like that's what the XFL should really be. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. You know what, John? Exactly that. I've said that before. The XFL should be exactly NFL, but with the hockey gimmick of if the 2 blokes want to fucking punch on, throw their helmets off, get the referee in the middle of them, and let them go at it.
No helmets. No helmet. Like take off all the protective gear. You do it like rugby. You do it right, or you don't do it at all. Right? No protective gear, because again, it's otherwise it just encourages some kind of like unsafe practices. But like. Just when you look at like MMA gloves and boxing gloves and all that kind of stuff. So no protective gear, and it's sort of like if they just want to square off in the middle of the field, like if the center looks at the offensive lineman and just goes, "You've been a fucking cunt to me for like 20 minutes."
Doesn't hockey need a reason to square off?
Right. I don't know what the reasons for hockey people to square off is. My difference is that like hockey people wear protective gear for their thing for like other valid reasons which don't really exist in XFL. I feel like you just do it like rugby and you just go meat on meat.
In ice hockey, they're called enforcers. They're like their little job, or like in like the 90s, they were like really big. They were called enforcers, and they literally went out to go hurt their best player or to take out their best enforcer. Like that's literally their job.
Is that on their like
on their player's card?
Yeah, is that on their NHL trading card?
Maybe, I don't know. But there's been like heaps of docos all about these guys. Like it's actually a known thing. It's crazy. And like 2 comedy movies, like Goon was made about it.
Is that what Goon's about?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
The brutality of hockey, dude. Yes.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen like thumbnails of it with Sean William Scott, and it's always like, "Hey, you would really like this movie," and I'm like, "What gave you that idea?"
You would like that movie, John.
No, I feel like I should watch it now. The only reason why I kept popping up on my radar is because it's called Goon, and I'm like, what does hockey have to do with shitty cheap wine? Like, okay.
I didn't think wine spritzers in sport would go so well.
I know, right? I was like, passion pop and professional hockey. Like, what? All right. I got to close this page, or else I'm just gonna end up watching this fucking thing like all day. Holy shit!
Well, yeah, that's Calcio Storico.
I tell you what. All right, if you want to watch another like kind of thing from the realm of obscure sports, that's actually like that actually has, I want to say, some more production value. And that is, honestly, check out some of the sports that Red Bull sponsors. Like, you know how Red Bull will sponsor just about fucking anything? Like, if there's 2 kids playing tic-tac-toe in Argentina, like, one of them's got a Red Bull sponsorship, right?
Jesus.
And I can guarantee you I got a punt on that as well on sports
And
bet.
someone's got a bet on it. Exactly,
I've
right?
got a punt. If a kid throws a rock at a tree in Africa, I've got a punt on it, all right?
Right, yeah. Somebody's got the over-under on that one, I'll tell you. Anyway, so one of the sports that Red Bull sponsors is called, I think it's called downhill ice cross. And basically, just to put it really simply, Are you familiar with the video game SSX, Lochie?
Yes.
Am I familiar with what? Sorry.
SSX, the video game.
No.
No, okay, no, that's cool. It's
the
a
snowboarding one, right?
It's a snowboarding game. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
okay, and you're going down a mountain snowboarding, and you got to get to the bottom of the mountain first, sort of thing. Okay, it's that, but instead of snowboards and instead of snow, it's ice skates on ice downhill. So, like, it's a bunch of people on ice skates going down a hill made of ice really fast, and they're all wearing full-on hockey gear. And let me fucking tell you, they need that hockey gear.
Just the winter sport of fucking ski jumping? No? Am I an idiot?
I mean, but there's no skis involved. It's they're on ice skates.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they're racing down the hill at like full speed.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen these dudes. Yeah.
It's nuts. Like, it is nuts, especially because like they'll treat it like fucking hockey, and they'll like throw you into the wall.
Well, dude, have you seen like it's like derby skating or something? And it's essentially like the guys just wearing the hockey gear without the sticks, and they're just going around in like a real tight circuit.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but instead of going around a circuit, it's going down a mountain. Sort of a thing. Yeah. It's just it's like I didn't realize that was like I mean it makes sense for it to be a sport, but I didn't realize it was going to be like somebody has spent millions of dollars on this thing.
Yeah.
And like I'll tell you what, you can watch it on YouTube. Like Red Bull's got full matches on YouTube, and it's pretty out there.
All right. I'm just googling obscure sports because you got me committed to this deep dive, and it reminded me of one.
There is a no bullshit dodgeball league. Like that, like that's a thing. Like people,
I think dodgeball should be a legit sport. I genuinely think it should be a legit sport.
It is. That's what I mean. Like I remember, like
but I don't think it should be obscure. Like it might fall into the obscure category, but it really shouldn't. I think there's a genuine level of like skill that comes in the dodgeball.
Well, I mean, should Calcio Soccer or Fiorentino fucking
Bare-Knuckle Soccer?
Should street fighting with a bit of soccer involved also be an obscure sport? Like
it's not even soccer; they're holding the ball. It's like NFL rugby, man.
He's literally traveling for fucking.
He's fucking traveling. It's not even soccer, even slightly.
Yeah, it's more like Gaelic football. So is it like Calcio.
It is rough. It is very
Storico.
rough Gaelic football. Yeah.
Unsanctioned UFC meets some kind of rugby, like with a ball. Like that's what that is. As much as I want that to be a sport, that is really not something a lot of people should watch and get.
That's what it's called, UFC, but there's a ball involved.
Dude, if there was like a pot prize on that Calcio gimmick game, 100%, at least half of the lower card of the UFC would jump on that.
John, I forgot the best bit about the game.
Oh, what?
Do you know what the championship prize is?
No.
Do you want to guess?
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me guess. Okay, so let's see. It's an ancient Florentine game about beating the shit out of each other, but there's a ball involved sometimes. Let's see, and then it's a small thing. It's ancient. I'm guessing that the prize is something like, I don't know, like fucking health insurance.
Oh, you're close, John.
Do you get comprehensive health insurance at the end of it?
The boys will get their daily dose of calcium after they use their trophy, a cow.
Yes, of course, it's a fucking cow. Yes. Oh my god, yes. And I'll bet you that's the traditional prize too. I'll bet you that's come in from the ancient times when like cows were worth a fucking, that was like, I mean, it was worth as much as a Ferrari today, like fuck.
And they just keep the cow in their region of Florence.
Well, hang on a minute, but like shoot, like just okay, no bullshit though, but what does a cow actually go for? Like how much is a cow? Hang on,
I'd say it's a top of the line cow. Like I don't think it'd be
cow?
It's got to at least be a dairy.
I mean, we're assuming
they're
it's
not getting any second-hand cow, surely.
Okay, cattle prices.
Yeah, I'm competing in this elite sport. Don't give me the fucking off cow.
This is the polo of Florence. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I wonder if other countries have something similar deep in their history.
For us, it's just late night pub fighting.
Okay, so it's based on weight. This is like I literally just clicked on the first article I found, and this is from the University of Tennessee in America, and they're saying that slaughter cows, so cows will go to slaughter, are expected to average $50 per hundredweight. And I don't know what a hundredweight is, but I'm guessing it's per 100 pounds. So, and a slaughter cow is 1,200 pounds. So, 1,200 times 50, that's a good chunk of change. And
Wait, hold on. They're just getting a cow that was going to be slaughtered anyway?
Oh no! This is a price that
like,
I'm basing it on here. If they've got a cow that like actually produces, well, I don't know what a dairy cow. What's a dairy cow price? And how much is a dairy cow?
It's like a fancy cow. I think it might even. Yeah, it's not a bull. It's definitely a cow.
And does the team get the cow, or is it cow per person?
No, so the team doesn't get the cow. Like the region gets the cow.
That's so fucking cool.
Okay, so according to
4 teams.
According to theprairiehomestead.com, dairy cows generally sell for $900 to $3,000, and I think that's in American dollars. So let's say it's a good quality dairy cow. Let's say that these people, the street fighting with some extra steps people, like don't fuck around and they buy a good quality cow as their prize for their ancient sport. That's a $3,000 prize. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Your ambulance cover would cost that much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, that's the thing. All these dudes don't have any like real medical cover, so they're literally just going home back to their mums, just getting their mums to take care of them, and that might just be like wrapping up a few band-aids, have a bowl of pasta, then they're back playing again in like a couple of months' time.
Mate, like I tell you what, if the movie Concussion was set around this sport, oh boy, that'd be such a different movie.
Oh my lord, it's crazy.
Have you guys heard of chess boxing?
What the fuck? Is that
Every time you
is-
take a pawn, you get to punch him in the face?
So I'm literally, so I just googled obscure sports and I bumped into this. So I'm now just researching the rules. It is exactly as it says on the tin. It's the pairing of playing chess and boxing the other
That's
your
so
opponent.
fucking dumb.
There's a video.
People are just taking non-contact sports and adding some edge to it.
There's weight classes.
Let's just punch him and that'd make it more gritty and exciting.
I can't
They
tell
have
if
an
this is a
actual
joke.
league for this. This is not a joke. There's an actual league for this.
That's fucked. Like, we're gonna have pottery boxing now.
Oh my god! Like, okay, so I'm watching this
I would
video.
love spelling bee boxing.
I don't know if we're watching the same video, Dave, but I'm watching this video and it's two guys in a boxing ring. And they're wearing like big thick headphones, obviously, so that like they don't hear the crowd, so they can concentrate on the game. You've got three. Oh my god, no shit! You've got 3 commentators, and they look like Joe Rogan and his buddies doing the MMA thing. They actually, like, no shit, they actually look like those guys. Like one guy, like looks like Joe Rogan. Anyway, so the 2 guys in the ring though, they're both shirtless and they're both wearing boxing shorts, and they both have towels over their shoulders while they play chess. And I'll tell you what, it is the sexiest game of chess I have ever seen, because these are some buff boys, I'll tell you.
So the way it works, there's 11 rounds, right? 6 rounds of chess, 5 rounds of boxing, and it alternates. And it's 3 minutes per round.
What?
Right? And you can win either via a knockout or via a checkmate. I love this sport.
That's so fucked.
Oh my god, I want this. I want this. I want the shirt. I want to buy merch from these people. Can I?
There's teams. There's a league. I'm so amongst it.
I want to buy league merch. I want boxing chess league merch. Can we make that happen, Dave? Can we do that? I want that.
About it.
Can you find me a World Chess Boxing Championships shirt? I want one. I want that. Oh my god. I want the scarf. I want the jacket. I want the shirt. I want all of it. Oh my god. Just shut up and take my money, boxing chess people. Holy fuck. Okay.
Yo, Lochie, I
is
just found their merch
who is the
store.
world champion of chess boxing? Let's have a look.
That's some Russian team, I'm pretty sure.
I'm watching the highlights from the World Chess Boxing Championships from Germany in 2008. And man, these boys don't fuck around. Okay, so that was the chess. Okay, now we do the boxing. Right, and it's a whole separate... Okay, cool. So
Dude, it is as it says on the tin. It's not a hard game to get your head around. Like,
Is this more exciting than darts, though? I don't know.
holy fuck.
Dude, don't even go into the deep dive of pub sports.
Oh my god.
Darts,
Brainwave.
unmatched.
Dave, how about this? Okay, Dave, I'm going to pitch something to you right now, okay? All right? I'm going to pitch something to you. I want you, though, to take your David hat off for a moment, and I want you to put on your Vince McMahon hat, okay? Just put that on real
Here we
quick.
go. All right,
here we go. Okay, so you're Vince McMahon, and you're sitting there, right? And you're at your meeting with all your people, like it's the fucking West Wing or some shit, and you're like, all right, we need another sport. what do we do? And I come into the room, and I'm John McLeish, and I say, hello, sir, I'm John McLeish. I'm one of the new hires. And he's like, all right, get the fuck on with it. Darts, proper pub darts, but you throw 3 darts, and then you beat the shit out of each other.
I knew it was going to end with beating the shit out of you.
So
No, I reckon it would be a better idea if everyone's like, it's like shirts and skins, but the skins are the dartboards.
now you're just describing Jackass.
It's like a running target.
Wait, hasn't surely Jackass has considered something like that? Because that's a
And then
fucking
if you
excellent gimmick.
if you want to make it fair, skins get to punch.
Oh, so you've got to try and get the bullseye while the target runs right at you to beat the shit out of you.
That's how you make it an exciting sport.
Oh my god. No, my idea was that you combine pub darts and pub brawls and you make that all one thing.
Just take the whole experience and roll it into one.
That's what I mean. Yeah. And you sell tickets to that. Like you basically
Exactly. It's like and we're gonna microdose into a 2-hour event and we're gonna charge you for it.
Yeah.
What do you think the validity is in starting a bar that has an inbuilt boxing ring inside it for this sole purpose?
Dude, I'm sure there's one of those in like Thailand or something.
But like for the sole purpose of if there is a scuffle, you're like, boys, I'm not going to kick you out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to enter the ring and you're going to settle this like men.
I can guarantee, I'm Googling it now, I guarantee there is one.
If there is not, and obviously there's going to be some legalities, I'm going to forego that discussion right now.
Thailand,
just for the sake of
correct.
Thailand? Of course there is. Literally for the sole gimmick of just like, it just sits in the corner, no one else touches it, right? It's
Even
small-
better, it's a reggae bar.
who's getting violent in a reggae bar?
Literally the opposite what happens in a reggae bar.
I know. Like but I suppose that's why they have a ring though, to weed out to separate the wheat from the chaff, I guess. If you put those people in the ring and then everybody else can just sit back on their beanbags and chill the fuck out. Like, yeah, I guess. Holy shit.
That's just such a two completely different things going together. Like, that's wild.
And I would name the bar Bevs, Bants, and Boxing.
I thought you were going to call it Beb's Bands and Beyond's Day.
Well, then my initial bar idea was going to be Bev, Bants, and Beyond. But if I'm going to do this boxing ring in the middle of my bar...
Oh, can I quickly revise the name? I want to pitch in another name. Bevs, Bants, and Beatdowns.
Ooh. I'm not anti it. Boxing could be trademarked. I agree with this.
But also, but why limit yourself to just boxing? Like, let's get some MMA fighters in there.
No, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Maybe it's a ring. Maybe it's a cage. All right? It doesn't really... I'll have both.
We'll have seniors night on Tuesday.
Senior Smackdown Tuesday night.
Paint my chicken coop. No. All right, boys. All right, geezers in the ring. Oh my god! Surely there's a league for boxing of just like 60 plus.
I reckon.
What an absolute thrill that would be to watch.
It would just be opens though, wouldn't it?
No, well, hang on a minute, because because boxing is an Olympic sport, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. And there's an Olympics for senior citizens. What's it called? The Masters Games or something?
Oh my god, is there?
Yeah, there is. There absolutely is, because I know I know that I think it was the world record holder for there is actually a world record
Masters
for the 100
Games. Okay,
the Masters Games. And I know that one of the they don't break it up. They break it up by men's and women's, but they also break it up by age bracket. And no shit,
Pacific Masters Games.
No shit for the swimming, because of course in Australia all anybody gives a shit about is the swimming. In the 100 meter freestyle, there's a 100 plus category, and it was literally only one person, and they got the world record.
Fantastic. What's the time limit on that?
It took them, I don't know how long it took. It was like 15 minutes, but they fucking did it. And an entire arena of people came to watch this. So... I
don't blame him. That's a world record being set right there.
It fucking was, yeah. And dude, the crowd, I remember seeing the the highlight reel on Channel 7 News or some shit. and it was like, they get to the end and they get out of the pool and the crowd goes fucking ballistic and they're like there with their arms in the air being like, fucking A, right, I fucking did it. So I think by that logic then, that's what I mean, is that I think there would be senior citizens boxing. I think there would be a masters category of boxing. I don't know how many people would be in it, but I think it would exist.
Well, we got the Pan Pacific Masters Games this year in Queensland in September.
Oh my God. Really?
Or no, at the 6th to the 15th of November.
Do they have boxing?
Yeah.
No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah, but I don't think it's Masters as like older people.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it's just like
the prelims for the Olympics kind of thing, like.
Well, I'm reading it. Where's About Me? Give me a second.
All right, I'm going to look up old people Olympics and just see what we get. There is a thing called the Senior Olympics. Okay, right.
All I want to know is, because I've just gone off Lachlan's idea, if I have an elderly night on a Tuesday and I just get two old blokes going at it, I just want to know whether or not they could square up in the ring. And if there is a Masters League for elderly boxing, then there is no excuse. There is no excuse.
Not only is there a Senior Olympics, but Australia has athletes that participate. I'm looking at a 99-year-old sprinter who's in the green and gold doing his thing for the Senior Olympics. So, like, yeah, that just goes to...
Is there an age cut off for the regular Olympics then?
I don't know.
Because I can't imagine you retiring if you're doing something like clay shooting, right, at the Summer Olympics.
Mate,
you're sitting there at fucking 35 and it's like, well, you got to retire, bro. If you're
shooting from 12 years old, you're a clay shooter.
Oh, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Surely I'm not losing my talent as I get older. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of my eye dexterity goes as I hit my late 40s. But I'm not retiring at that age, am I? Like...
Well, unless like you completely lose your vision. Like,
I mean,
which is quite possible. Like, I'm assuming there'd be some archers out there who are like in their prime around 20, but then when they got to around their 40s, they really started to suffer.
Like lawn bowls, for example.
Nah, lawn bowls it's all about touch, mate. Have you not seen
exactly? That's what I'm saying. Like, if there was Olympic lawn bowls, surely I'm not having to retire at the retirement age because I've seen boys 65 and over kick my ass at the lawn bowls. Like, I'm not competing at their level, and they're fucking 40 years my senior.
Well, they got shot put, like, at the Senior Olympics, so, like, I feel like, yeah, at some point... I don't know about the age cutoff. What weight are they
throwing?
I have no idea. I couldn't see a weight. I just saw...
This is crazy.
I just saw, like, an older person just fucking...
Yeah, I didn't know there was a Senior Olympics. It now just begs the question of when our prime... Like, someone like Usain Bolt, obviously he's going to retire from the Olympic... I think he already has, actually. At what point does he go... Yeah, at what point does he go, now I classify for the Senior Olympics, but I still got some of my juice left in me, that he just runs away with it?
Well, I mean, it depends, though, because he's got to keep up his fitness. Like, I mean, if he just sits on his ass for the next 20 years, then, like, he's going to get, people are going to run rings around him who are, like, training for it. But if he's like, you know what, I'm going to do the Masters Games and I'm going to, like, keep up with my sport that I love... then, yeah, I reckon he'd be a serious contender for the Masters Games or the Senior Olympics.
So the following sports at the Pan Pacific Masters Games are 3-on-3 basketball.
Yep.
Distance running, road race walk, track and field, baseball, normal basketball, beach rugby fives, beach volleyball, boxing, calisthenics, cricket super eights, diving, enduro and Venduro motocross bike riding, equestrian, fitness challenge, football - walking football, futsal, golf, hockey, indoor cricket, indoor netball, indoor rowing, lawn bowls, mountain biking, netball, walking netball, paddle. It says paddling dragon boat, paddling outrigger canoe, paddling ski and SUP. I don't know what SUP is. Oh, standing up. Normal rugby league, rugby union, shooting, clay target, softball, squash, swimming, ocean swim, taekwondo, tennis, 10-pin bowling.
Oh my god!
And volleyball.
10-pin bowling in the fucking Masters Games?
Dude, they got all the bowls. They got all the bowl sports.
But you also mentioned
requirements
boxing
for the Masters Games?
But they don't have badminton or like squash.
I mean, well, you could submit a petition, Lochie. You could say, I want to see, squash in the Pan Pacific Masters games. I mean, you could just submit a petition. You could start that movement.
I'd say I reckon badminton would be more open for diversity.
I mean, would it be, but any more so than like 10-pin bowling or something like?
Well, 10-pin bowling's always been a communal sport.
Yeah,
there hasn't really been any one majority or minority that's really taken 10-pin bowling as theirs.
Yeah, no, not at all. So
the elderly demographics definitely taken lawn bowling.
I feel like they solely exclusively have lawn bowls.
Is it the 45-year-old like bachelor guys who are just there like, yeah, we bowl? Like, is it just the guys from Big Lebowski? Is it just those kind of guys that really get into 10-pin bowling?
Well, I don't know. I mean, my cousin like was playing it as a kid. Like he played bowling for a while as a kid. And there's like a junior league, and I would not describe my cousin in any way, shape, or form as like a Big Lebowski guy. Like no way at all.
This challenge.
What
is
what?
The one that's getting me. What is fitness challenge? There's one that just says fitness. Is it just CrossFit? Yeah.
It's like I'd imagine it being like a body pump class at the gym.
Yeah, it's guys, there's guys with mats in like free weights and bars and
yeah. So it'd be like who can do the most squats.
Of chalk.
Yeah, and all that kind
but
of stuff. But
these aren't elderly people. I don't like these people who are like obviously used to be, Olympic athletes maybe when they were 19 and then they got normal jobs and they still like to do it on weekends. Like,
well, yeah.
I think this is what this Masters games is.
Yeah. Because like we're a sport mad country and that doesn't go away the older you get. That's why. Okay. Before we wrap up, that's why I reckon with going back to like what kicked this whole thing off, which was the crazy Italian sport. Calcio Storico, I reckon, like you say, it's only a Florentine game. I would honestly not be surprised in the slightest if there was an Australian team. Like, not at all. Like, if you said to me, oh, but yeah, it's played in Florence and in Australia, I don't think anybody would blink at that. People would be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what the Australians do. If there's... you name a sport on Earth, Australia's got a fucking team for it. And we've probably won medals.
Any chance for an Aussie to just get into a scrap, we're putting our hands up for it.
It doesn't even have to be for a scrap. Like, I mean, I saw a whole documentary series about professional Australian Sudoku players.
Yeah.
And the guy who led the team was an ex-rugby player.
For that one.
Is Australia just the most we'll do it country ever? Like,
but when it comes to sport,
someone pitches something on the world stage and it's just like, who'll do it? Australia will do it.
Yeah, when it comes to sport,
we have that mentality of just like, well, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, we'll fucking do it.
Yeah. Like somebody comes up, and like, Canada's like, hey, we're going to adopt tiddlywinks as our new national sport. Who wants to play with us? Australia's like, mate, not only have we got a team, but they've been training for 40 years.
Mate, we're fucking team and we're goddamn ready.
We raised a generation of young Australians on tiddlywinks just so we could win the gold. This
we don't have the Institute of Sport for nothing.
That's right. All right. So before we wrap it up, there's one more obscure thing I wanted to talk about, and honestly, I only wanted to talk about this real quick because there's not a lot to say here. But basically, one of David's favorite things to talk about is like, basically as an indicator of improvement, is to say if something's more efficient. And I just and in that, there's a lot of valid points there, but I do want to say that it is not the sole indicator of improvement. And as proof of that, I would like to submit to you Mountain Dew flavored Doritos.
Oh,
that's a step backwards.
Right. So no, okay. So you would think. So if we applied the raw efficiency logic, though, it is a step forward, though, because you're cutting out the middleman. Instead of having Doritos as one thing and then Mountain Dew as another, you've put it all in one thing. I didn't realize that the middleman in that equation was water, but it is. So you put the two together and you think, well, this is more efficient. You're getting your Mountain Dew and you're getting your Doritos all in one go. Like that's just, I mean, it means less time spent peeing and more time spent playing Halo. And so, like, I tried it, and honestly, the first thing that you do when you open the bag is you smell it. And it's not because, like, I intentionally stuck my head in. You just open the bag, and the bag just says, you need to smell me now, and it just gives you the smell. And I'll tell you right now, it stings the nostrils. is quite pungent. The smell. It smells like it's got an extremely strong lemon smell that I've only ever smelt with a washing detergent. So right out of the gate, we're not very appetizing. Then we take the Dorito out and we inspect the Dorito. Now, the Dorito itself, I actually had to double check the packaging a few times because it was on special at my local grocery store. I had to double check the package a few times to make sure it hadn't passed its expiry date because it looked like a Dorito with mold on it.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, right.
God, it's not even visually appealing.
It's not even visually appealing. Imagine a corn chip, your classic triangle corn chip with green speckled across it. That's what it looked like. It looked like mold, but no, that's just the Mountain Dew powder. And then, so at this point, you kind of don't want to eat it as it is because it smells bad and it looks bad, but you go, well, I got to do this. You know,
intrigue is upon us.
That's right. You know what I mean? Like like the cat, curiosity got the better of me, so I put this thing in my mouth and crunched. And it tasted like, I mean, first of all, there's corn chip, and it's just an average bog standard Dorito. And your bog standard Dorito is a good corn chip. Like, is it the best corn chip? No. But it's not the worst corn chip, not by any stretch of the imagination. And then you pair that with the powder, and the powder is what is kind of what ruins you for forever. It tasted like
just a bad decision, John. Just tasted like a bad decision.
Yeah, it tasted like a bad decision. Like I immediately well, actually no, the first corn chip didn't taste like a bad decision. The first corn chip, my brain just didn't know how to comprehend what it was experiencing. Like it was incomprehensible. It was only by the second chip that I was able to kind of like piece together the information that my taste buds were sending to me. And basically what it was I got a strong sensation of the lemon sauce that you get on a lemon chicken at a Chinese restaurant or something, but like not the good stuff, like the cheap stuff, like the really cheap lemon sauce. You know, when they do it on the cheap and they make it and it's like super concentrated, and then you're supposed to like put that onto the chicken and the rice and mix it all together.
It's just like biting into a dirty lemon.
Yeah. It tasted like that with like a lot of sugar piled into it, and so if it was just lemon, it actually might not have been too bad. Like a lemon flavored Dorito was probably not too bad, but the problem is it was the sugar. Like it was lemon. It was like you were mixing savory and sweet, and the ratio was way off, and it kind of that's what throws your brain for a loop. I'm actually I actually am convinced that we could actually weaponize these Doritos, and therefore they should be banned under the Geneva Convention, because I think if we but only specifically it could only be weaponized against one particular target, and that target is Gordon Ramsay. I think if we gave Gordon Ramsay these chips, he'd try them, but then he would immediately have a brain aneurysm trying to come up with an adequate way of describing how bad they are. So nobody ever give these to Gordon Ramsay. In fact, don't even tell him they exist, because like I like Gordon, he's a good bloke, and I don't want him. And I wish him well. So please don't do it. But with that, we'll leave it there. I want to thank my guests today for joining me, Lochie, Beazleigh, and David Young. Boys, thank you.
Thank you,
Jonathan.
My teammates. It's been a great chance to talk with you guys in the huddle today.
Yeah, mate. We've been on a journey. I feel like we learned a lot today. I think we've
today
expanded
was just
our
the
horizons.
Obscure Sports podcast.
This was the Obscure Sports podcast, but I feel like we've learned something.
Which is fine, because for the past couple of weeks we've been a little bit, movie nerdy, so it's good to change it up.
Absolutely, it's good to change it up. And again, I hope everybody, I hope you listening to this, you've maybe found your next sport you want to get into. I mean, certainly Calcio Storico is something I want to get into. Like if those guys sell jerseys, I want to buy one. I mean, I'm not, but like I want to make it clear, I'm not barracking for one particular team like it's the AFL or something, right? I'm a supporter of the whole league. And I would like to buy a jersey to support the league. If they sell jerseys, I don't know. I'm going to have to investigate that. But certainly when it comes to boxing chess, like, holy fuck, like, sign me the fuck up. I am into that. Oh my God. Put that on ESPN right now. Why the fuck are people paying for KO Sport if I can't get my boxing chess? Right.
Oh my God, I'm still paying for KO for no reason, actually. Fuck.
I know, because they don't have boxing chess. You're paying for no reason.
Fuck, I'm actually paying KO for no reason because no fucking... Well, footy's back now, but fuck!
Everybody, make sure you go back and revise all your subscriptions. That's our public service announcement for today.
Yes, actually, that is a good point. Yeah,
Because
especially
I
coming
need
into
to get
tax
rid of
time.
I need to get rid of my Disney Plus account. This has been ridiculous.
Dude, oh my god, I haven't used Disney Plus in fucking over a month as well. Dude, I need to sit down and have a day.
Literally, like Mandalorian came and went, and then I stopped using it.
Yep. I did the same thing, and I promptly got rid of it after that. And I'd recently actually resubscribed to Stan, and now I'm like binge watching The West Wing, so that's interesting.
I'm watching Korra.
Yeah, I'll get around to it. Anyway, if you like this episode, please tell 2 friends about it in 2020. And be sure to check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you like to listen to podcasts. If you want to keep up with our gimmicks, check us out on Instagram at pint.party. We post like all of our memes and new episodes and everything like that there. And if Instagram's not really your jam, check us out on Twitter, which is just at Pint Party. And where we post a lot of the same stuff, but what we also post there is when we go live on Twitch. So we also have a Twitch channel. When I say we, I really should say I, but it's a we. And we're at twitch.tv/pintparty. And for the most part, it's me and occasionally Ricky playing video games on the internet. At the moment, I'm playing through Exapunks, but I've almost finished it. I've got one puzzle left to finish, and oh boy, is it a doozy. And then if you want to check out all of our stuff on YouTube, you can as well. And so if you just search Pint Party on YouTube, you can find all of our previous podcast episodes, except for episode 5. I keep meaning to fix that, and I never do. At this point, it's kind of a gimmick on its own.
We haven't got episode 5 up?
Not on YouTube.
Okay, fair enough.
For some obscure reason. I don't know why. I think a text box didn't get checked or something. I don't know. We'll have to get the IT department onto that, a la me. Yeah, check us out on YouTube, and you can also watch the watch VODs of our previous Twitch streams and stuff like that. And there's heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of content there, so go ahead and check that out. But with that is all for today. We will see you next week. This has been Pint Party. Cheers.
Cheers. Do your taxes.
This podcast is part of the Hard Fact Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts,